Welcome to the post-match press conference for the FIBA Women's Asia Cup 2023 classification game between the Philippines and Korea. Korea defeated Philippines 80-71. Philippines coach Patrick Aquino and player Jasmine Jocelyn have joined us. May I ask you to conduct this in English? Coach, a comment please from the game.
Again, we fell short, but still proud of the girls. They never gave up. And you know, I think the gaps are closing for us, and I hope that we continue doing this in the future. When we go back, it's a great energy for us in preparing for the next one.
And Jasmine, a comment, please.
Adding on to what Coach Pat said. You know, this is just for us to set a tone for the next FIBA Asia. It's my first time actually to play in FIBA, so it's a lot of fun. But I've heard a lot of things from the past that, you know, before you were just getting blown by like so much, but now we're right there with them. So I think it'll be a good competition in the next few years.
And we'll open to questions.
Okay, so for the coach, well done on a great tournament.
Thank you.
A lot of us, we were all just overwhelmed with how well the team was playing. Really well done. Since the start of the tournament, what has been the biggest takeaways with how the girls have changed their playing style to get to where they are now? They just took the game right up to a team that went into overtime against China.
Yeah, it's about confidence and competing. That's the term I always use. And with the girls, you know, we came here to compete, not came here to just play the relegation games. You know, I think the girls were prepared enough to have that confidence and have that competing attitude, and we hope that, you know, the energy would not just be this year but in the future.
Sure. And getting to this stage, it's amazing accomplishment. This is kind of a question for both of you, but what are you two proud of the most out of this group?
For me, like I said, it's my first time, so I really enjoyed the competition, first of all. What I'm really proud about is that we fought to the end. You know, it doesn't matter if they were tall, it doesn't matter if they were like the top three in the country. It doesn't matter. We just had to play our hearts out, and we played as a team. That's what I'm proud about.
Sure.
I'm proud of the girls. They did all the work. I'm just there to guide them, but I'm really proud of the girls, what they did. It embraced the future of what we're going to have for Philippine basketball, for women's Philippine basketball. And I hope this spark would, you know, burn like a big burn in the coming years.
Yeah, thank you. And again, this is for both of you. What is the impact you're hoping that everyone could see back home? More participation, more pride in the country, and competing. What's the impact that you guys hope for?
For me, you know, playing for the country itself, like you have the Filipinas in front of you, so that's already given. Everyone wants to play for the Gilas team, and now that they're seeing us competing, you know, like I said, like we're right there with them. We're not just getting beat by like 50 points, that kind of thing. So I feel like the girls back home, they would support us and they would come and join us just to see like what kind of competition there is out there.
Sure.
For me, it's making the noise, you know. It's not just men's basketball in the Philippines, but women's basketball is coming right up. Yeah. And I hope that, you know, the support will continue and get bigger.
Sure. And last question, again, this is for both. When you guys played Australia, and then now you have this massive turnaround in the gameplay, again, taking the game right up to a team that took China to overtime, are you surprised by the efforts? Would you say this is as the saying goes, a fluke, or like, would you say that you quietly knew that you could compete?
Oh, for me, it's maybe that game. You know, maybe that game it woke them up. Because I told them we're not gonna be rollover all the time. I think this is the time that you guys should show up, and not just for yourself, but for your family, for your friends back home, for the country itself. The ballers, the Pinay ballers, they call it. When this is for all of them, and I think. We didn't expect it, but the turnaround was a great feeling for everybody, and they know now how they know now how to win, they know how to compete, and we just keep on pushing.
Sure. Thank you. It was a phenomenal tournament from the whole team. It was really great for you guys to be here.
Yeah. Thank you also for Australia.
Thank you.
Sorry, I have questions
Yeah,
too.
of course, yes.
I'm Jacinta from Shooting the Breeze podcast, a podcast about women in basketball and women's basketball. Just want to ask a quick question to both of you about, were you expecting such a strong support for your team during this tournament from the Australian crowd?
Well, when you go out in other countries, there's a lot of Filipinos. So I expect everybody to come out whenever there's a Filipino team coming out and play. And not a bit of surprise, but just grateful that they went out and come out here and cheer for us.
And Jazz?
Me, I'm blown away. When I'm back home, like, people might not watch as much, the women's game, but when you go to a different country, oh my God, I'm really shocked, because it's not just our country who's supporting us. There's Filipinos out there who wants to support our team. So I'm just blown away.
Yeah, and the Philippines and basketball have a very strong
Yeah.
relationship. I would argue stronger compared to other Asian countries that are competing at this tournament. And today I learnt that gilas means strength. Is that correct?
Yes.
And what would you say that term means to you as a team and as individuals? That was the closest translation my friends could give to me.
For me, I think it's puso. It's heart. That's all we wanted to give out there for everyone. It's that we have heart to play. It's not just about playing ball. It's not just because we're playing for the country. It's because we want to compete.
Gilas means more of like showing everything. It's about heart, showing your heart, playing, showing everything that you know. So that's why you're gilas. So I think that term for us makes it feel better when you perform on this level and try to compete with, again, 4 of the 4 teams here played in the Olympics or in the World Cup. I feel that it's time for us to be belonging with the best.
And like you said, you're certainly closing the gap on those teams. What are some of the things in 2 years' time at the next Asia Cup that you feel like you need to improve on to further close the gap?
What do we need to improve on?
It's more on, of course, we'll have to continue training, recruitment. It's not just in the Philippines, but all over the world, like Australia. There's a lot of Filipino-Australian girls playing basketball. There have been so many invites already just to let them see them. I'm just so happy that there are really, really so many girls wanting to play basketball now, and not just when you're back home. It's like such a not just something biased or something that when you say basketball, it's for men's only. When you say volleyball, it's women's. Now it's more of a half and half now for the girls. So it's more of making us shine more, and everybody's following us. Hopefully, we can do bigger setup for that, and find new talents in the future.
And promise last one for Jazz. What are your aspirations? You definitely demonstrated some of your skill set at this tournament, and being a FIBA tournament, I thought you were quite impressive.
Thank you.
What are some of your personal aspirations for your playing career in the future?
I don't know. I'm just like what they say, like Filipinos. We're just here to ball out and just just show that we love the game. For in the future, hopefully, who knows, I'm planning on playing for Gilas again. So let's see how it goes.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you, Philippines.
Thank you.
We'll be back with Team Korea shortly. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome back to the second part of this post-game press conference. We now have with us Korea coach Sun Min-jung and Danbi Kim. Coach, a comment about the game, please.
매번 이 기자실에 들어와서 매경기 소감을 얘기를 하지만 사실 오늘같이 좀 마음이 무거운 거는 처음인 것 같아요. 이번 대회를 준비하면서 어쨌든 올림픽 체중 예선 티켓을 따고자 했던 의지나 간절함은 컸던 것 같은데 확실히 마음만으로는 스포츠는 되지 않는다라는 거를 확신할 수 있는 이번 대회였던 것 같고 어쨌든 감독으로서 사실 이번 결과에 대해서는 좀 마음이 좋지 않고 좀 많은 책임을 느끼고 또 팬분들에게 너무 좀 죄송스러운 마음도 있고 하지만 어쨌든 5위라는 결과를 얻고 가지만 크게 선수들 큰 부상 없이 이번 대회를 잘 마친 것도 다행스럽게 생각하고 어쨌든 이번 대회를 통해서 한국 여자 농구의 어떤 문제라든지 과제라든지 이제 대표팀에 운영하는 감독으로서 많은 공부를 했고 또 뭐가 부족한지를 좀 더 알게 되는 이번 대회였던 것 같습니다.
Every time I come into this press conference room and talk about the comments about the game, but I feel a little bit heavy. So because we have a desperation and willing to make it to the Olympic qualifying tournament, but I think that is not enough to make it. And as a head coach, I feel big responsibility for this result. And sorry for our Korean fans. But anyway, we end up in 5th place and all the players are not injured. So I think that's a relief. And I learned lots about our problems and tasks into the future. So I'm gonna make it our team more improved in the near future, yeah.
And Danbi, a comment, please.
이번 대회 저희가 목표로 한 거를 이루지 못한 점이 좀 많이 아쉬운데, 그 아쉬운 만큼 이번 대회가 저희 대한민국 농구가 더 배울 수 있는 기회가 됐다고 생각하고, 또 이번에 이 목표를 못 이룬 거를 이제 다시 잘 준비해가지고 다음 아시아컵에서는 꼭 이룰 수 있도록 하고 싶습니다. 그리고 그래도 마지막 경기 마무리 잘해서 다행이고, 감독님 말대로 선수들이 안 다치고 잘 마무리할 수 있어서 좋았어요.
I also feel bad that we didn't make it to the Olympic qualifying tournaments, but I think a good chance to learn how international and Asia basketball is improving, and I will remember this time and wants to doing well to the next tournaments. And as a head coach said, we ended up in the 5th place, and that's a good thing. And everybody is not injured, so I think that's a relief.
We'll open to questions.
Thank you. For the head coach, I know the result wasn't what was ideal, but the playing group has some of the best talent in the world. What can you say that you are most proud of about how the girls performed, and what the talent in the team means back home to basketball for girls wanting to get to the next level?
이제 저희가 원했던 결과를 얻지 못했지만 이제 조별 예선에서도 그렇고 이제 대회에서 가장 어떤 좋은 퍼포먼스, 좋은 경기들을 했었는데 어떤 선수들에게 어떤 부분이 가장 좀 자랑스럽고 이를 이제 잘 자연도 삼아서 다음에 이제 좀 더 잘 한국에 돌아가서 어떤 부분들을 좀 더 선수들이 성장하기 위해서는 좀 필요할지.
사실 매 경기 승리를 거머쥔다면 그것만큼 감독으로서 기쁠 수는 없겠지만, 사실 이번 대회를 준비를 하는 기간 역시나 짧았고, 선수들 중에 몇몇 선수들은 어찌 보면 부상으로 인해서 훈련을 제대로 하지 못하고 이번 대회를 준비했던 선수들도 있고, 그런 부분들에 있어서 사실 이번 대회가 녹록지 않을 거라는 예상은 했었지만, 사실 다른 나라 국가들은 정말 이번 대회를 위해서 많은 준비를 했구나라는 생각이 들 정도로 모든 팀들이 약하지 않았다라는 것을 느꼈고, 또 반면에 우리 선수들이 첫날 뉴질랜드와의 경기에서 아쉽게 패한 부분에 있어서 뭔가 선수들 스스로들도 이번 대회에 대한 임하는 자세, 마음가짐들이 오히려 더 우리 선수들을 강하게 만들었던 것 같고, 그것들이 코트에서 좀 더 많이 표현된 거라고 생각을 하고, 사실 우리 선수들이 이제는 좀 대한민국 여자농구가 이제는 좀 더 아기자기하고 이쁜 농구보다는 좀 더 파워풀하고 몸싸움 강한 어떤 어그레시브한 어떤 그런 농구들을 좀 더 이제는 국내 리그에서부터도 시작이 돼야 된다. 이런 것들이 좀 더 향상이 돼야지만이 국제 경쟁력에서도 조금 더 지금보다 강한 팀으로 업그레이드가 될 수 있지 않을까, 그런 생각을 하기 때문에 이번 이제 대회를 끝내고 아시안 게임을 준비를 하는 동안에는 좀 더 그런 부분들을 선수들과 소통하면서 좀 준비를 잘 해야 되겠다라는 생각을 했습니다.
It is a very pleasure to win every single match, but starting into this competition, some of the players are not in a good shape, and that's why I think this is not an easy competition. And also I noticed that every single team prepared well for this tournament, and as a result we lost in the first game, and after that game our players' mindset goes strong and more focused on this tournament, and I think that expressed on the court for the China's game as well. and I think it is to improve our players. I think we need to play more aggressive and powerful. Yeah, I think that starts in our national league. So I think that's the most thing that we need to improve. And we have a competition coming up on September, which is an Asian game. It's a big sports event in this Asia. So as for preparation for the tournament, I will communicate with the players and focus on those things. Yeah.
Thank you. Danby, so for the team, it was an excellent tournament, being able to take the game right up to one of the best teams in the world, going into overtime. Surely there's positives that not only the Korean team can take away, but the team has really been able to show how to beat the best. In terms of the playing group, what can the players take away from this tournament to hold their confidence high?
이제 조별예선에서 중국이랑 굉장히 대등한 경기를 했고, 중국이 사실 지금 세계에서도 손꼽히는 강호인데 거의 이제 연장전까지 가면서 좋은 모습을 선수들이 팀으로서 보여줬다고 생각하는데, 이런 부분들의 What was the last part?
What is the players' mentality to hold their confidence high?
오케이. 선수들이 이제 그런 대단한 경기를 했다는 것에 대해서 어떻게 좀 더 이런 자신감을 이제 가져갔으면 좋겠는지 주장으로서.
저희가 그 뉴질랜드 전을 패하고 나서 저희한테도 되게 좀 충격적인 패배였고, 그래서 그 패배 이후에 선수들이 좀 더 단합을 했던 것 같아요. 그래서 중국전을 꼭 이기자는 마음이 워낙 컸었고, 또 그 마음이 하나로 모여서 코트장에서 보여줬던 경기라고 저는 생각을 해요. 한번 얘기해도 돼요? 그래서 근데 그 마음을 지고 나서 그런 마음을 갖지 말고, 이제 처음부터 그런 마음을 갖고서는 모든 경기를 이번에 했던 그 중국전과 같은 마음으로 모든 경기를 나서면 저희 대한민국도 다음 아시안컵에는 저희 후배들이 더 좋은 모습을 보여주지 않을까. 지고 나서보다는 미리 좀 단합된 모습을 많이 보여주면 좋을 것 같아요.
After the loss to New Zealand, every player was in shock, and we didn't expect it coming. So after that, we united together. So everybody prepared to beat China, and that shows on the court, that proves that we are strong enough to compete with them. And I think it is more important to have mindset of those kind of feelings before coming into this competition rather than having a defeat. So I think for the next Asian Cup, I think other players having those kind of mindset will show confidence on the court and trying to play better next time.
Great. Well, thank you, Korea. That concludes the post-game press conference.
Thank you.
Thank you.